Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 3 of season 1 of Netflix's The Sandman. I think the first 2 episodes did a really great job of setting up this world and also setting up kind of the what we're going to be doing for the next couple of episodes for the remainder of the season, as Dream has lost all of his tools and because of that is not at the power he once was and can't restore his kingdom as it's fallen to ruin in his absence. So, you know, he's trying to find those items, get his helm back, his sand, as well as his ruby, and seize the fates to try to figure out where these things are located. On the flip side of that, the Corinthians doing the same thing, trying to make sure that those items don't get back to him so that he can remain free and that Dream cannot kind of hamper his ambitions any further. So we got a lot of clues as to where about some of these items are currently, and I can't wait to follow through and see where we go next. So guys, we're going to go ahead and hop into episode 3. So before we do, remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. It's in watch-along format, so just sync up your own footage with the time codes. You see my reaction to the entire episode. You get the same thing for all the other shows we cover, as well as a bunch of movie reactions where you guys get to actually vote and suggest what we add to that list every month. Got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while since you are going out of your way to support the channel. But of course, I know how we can do that in a simple way. You can help us out just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, because it really does go a long way with helping us with the YouTube algorithm. If you're just tuning in for the first time today, or maybe you're a long-time lurker, hope if you enjoy this reaction, maybe you'll stick around at the end, hit that subscribe button, leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. At least leave a little emoji of what your feeling on the reaction was at the end. That'd be a little fun way to kind of keep the engagement going. That all said and down the way, guys, let's go ahead and hop into episode 3. Here we go. Well, there's Jenna. I get the reasoning why, but part of me still would be like, oh man, if I would have loved to have seen a version of this with Matt Ryan as Constantine.
Astra! I came as soon as I got your text. What is it? What's happened?
We have to go. We have to get out of here now.
We will. Tell me what's happened.
They even have their own Astra.
Like when Mum died.
Well, that's weird because I know this story, kinda.
Oi, Logue.
What do you wanna?
What the fuck did you do? Where are the others? Inside the club.
You don't want to go in there.
No. No, I bloody don't. Someone has to clean up your shit.
She's got that vibe, though. Whoa.
You know the Sandman. He's back.
He's a fairy story, Hetty.
He's no fairy story, Missy.
Constantine.
Speak of the devil. Or speak of the dream, rather.
Look, if our chat goes wrong, I've got a dead princess on my hand, a demon on the loose, and no one to pay my fee. Jesus fuck. She's in my office, or you're going to need the ritual Roman. I can't just barge in there spouting Latin at her. She's been restrained, or is that why she sounds like that? She sounds like that because she's been possessed by a fucking demon. Any other ideas? Yeah. Take your top off. Do you?
She's got that swag, man. That swagger.
Are you going to be sick during our wedding?
Quites baleavet, qui regnum tuum destruxit.
Devin.
Oh, oh.
Rick!
His name is Agalaeus.
I'm flattered you remember me. Lord Morpheus almost didn't recognize you without your helm. I wonder where your helm could be.
I presume it is in hell with the demon to whom it was traded.
Give me the princess and I'll tell you.
Eggsy, ego, Agalaeus.
Do what the others command you.
Run along and fuck off back to hell.
no idea what you have done.
I told you, John, your father died when you were a baby.
Yes, and you've been saying that for years too, but then you lie about everything. You lie for a living. According to the history of ritual magic in England, the ruby once belonged to a rival of Aleister Crowley called Roderick Burgess.
Aleister Crowley. Damn, man, another name drop.
Your father was a cunt who wanted me to abort you.
That may be the first honest thing you've ever said to me. You want me to give you the ruby, then you tell me everything. And this time you tell me the truth.
Or does this approach generally work for you? You just turn up and order people about?
Yes.
I will hope you find your son first thing tomorrow.
No.
And I work alone. Don't want you and your little friend follow me all over London.
My friend.
And send out your raven.
Did Lucian send a raven regardless? Or did he find one? Or one find him?
Who are you? Tell me your name.
It's, Matthew, sir.
Padden.
I made it clear to Lucienne that I do not require a raven if I need assistance.
You do, actually. She's getting away, sir.
It only works for me now. If you don't believe me, you can try to use it, see what happens.
John, I've no intention of using. I want us to give it back to him.
It makes dreams come true when we could use it to dream of a world without the Sandman. We could start again.
He's got such a gravitas, and I love it.
Yes. In spite of my telling you to leave.
I can't. The boss lady told me. She told me you'd say that too.
Do you know who I am?
Not entirely. A couple hours ago, I apparently died in my sleep, and now I used to have thumbs. Now I have these things.
Yes.
What the hell?
You must use them to fly back to the dreaming. This world is not safe.
He was a person? He was a human? What happened? What?
If she is asleep, then I know exactly where to find her.
Man, I love this shit. Yup. Astrologue. Oh, fuck. Hopefully that was just in the dream and not what actually happened. I mean, I know she got sucked into hell, but hopefully with both her arms.
But I could make it go away.
Only if I help you find your sand.
Though finding anything in this place may require more magic than even you can.
We're not Roderick Burgess. The old demon king himself, eh? Everyone used to say he was a fake. Said he had the devil locked up in his basement. How the fuck did you...
What are you doing?
Protecting my son. If I give you this, you won't need the ruby.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but people around me tend to get ripped in half or cast down to hell.
Did you tell her that?
Suppose I'll have to now. This is her, or it used to be. It's been 6 months. Maybe she might move house. Please move house.
Can't be that lucky. Or maybe they just didn't change the nameplate.
Maybe we'll get lucky and she won't be...
I will not wait long.
Oh, you won't have to. She's going to slam the door in my face like I'm about to do with you.
I will say, she's a really good J. Constantine.
Sorry to bother you. I left some things behind when we broke up and I was wondering if...
Did we break up?
Should have phoned or at least texted.
And apologized properly?
I say this as someone who was recently human. If you're out here waiting for human beings to help anyone but themselves, you're going to be sitting out here in the rain forever. Whatever they're doing up there, they're not thinking about you.
He's gonna barge on them having makeup sex. Wouldn't that be kind of fucking hilarious?
Shall we, take this apology into the bedroom? I called everyone. Chaz and Renee, Rick the Vic. I even called your exes.
You did not.
But they all told me to just get over you. Because you're a selfish, ruthless coward who ruins everything she touches.
Whoa, what? What the fuck just happened?
Rachel? Rach?
Joe? Is that you? That's such a wonderful dream.
What the fuck?
It was not meant for humans.
No. Please.
Did it allow her to like just dream endlessly, and she just never left bed?
But you want your sand back so that you can save all of humanity? Well, here she is! But we're all just Roderick Burgess to you. All you care about is your sand. Your power.
Wait outside.
Rach.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm so sorry.
Did she get trapped in a dream when she entered the house? I'm curious about how that played out, how she ended up asleep. Did he kill her? Like put her out of her misery? Or did he just put her to sleep? I was a little confused on how that scene played out.
I'm sorry, I was such a shit mom.
Oh, her age is catching up now.
Take it back.
It's too late now, love.
No.
I need you to step away from her.
You don't want to point that gun at me, I promise you.
Security requesting backup.
How the hell could he have done that?
I will shoot.
You'll only be hurting yourself. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Oh. So with somebody like the Corinthian, it just banishes them back to their world, but like a person, a mortal, just, I assume, just gets eradicated by this thing. Holy shit.
Free! Hold it right there! Don't move!
Where's this story go? I mean, he wants a world without the Sandman. Is he gonna be like the real bad? Oh, so meaty.
It's too cold for you to be out here without a coat.
Oh, God.
May I return it to you when I get to where I'm good? Well, the only thing that matters to me is that you get to where you're going.
Man, he's playing like some chess here, man.
She died in peace.
Okay.
And what's your friend's name?
His name is Matthew, but he is not.
Look after him.
That was nice what you did up there.
Don't ever spy on me again.
So what's our next move?
I'm going in search of my helm. Where I am going, I may have need of you.
Yeah? Where are we going?
Hell.
Hell.
You being metaphorical? Because either way, we should probably check in with Lucian first, right? See how she's feeling about it? I'm gonna go out on a limb, which is something for a deck.
Is that bag like full of infinite sand?
But I don't get a sense that you're listening, so fuck it. Let's go to hell.
All right. I'm glad that episode ended where it did, because I wanted to hold on to a thought. So this episode kind of set up a little bit of a theme here, because we've seen like the Corinthians' perspective on Dream and how he views his creations, the dreams and nightmares, humans, all that sort of thing, how it's really just about his power. He doesn't really actually care about the things that he's created. And then there was that conversation at Joanna's apartment, office, whatever. It's like, what is humans' fascinations with objects? You know, sometimes they're useful. and we collect, we keep things, we hoard them. Like, what does that provide? And it kind of parallels what he's been doing as he's after his possessions, after he's trying to get back what he lost. And I feel like even though there is part of him that is still connected to these creatures that he's manifested out of himself, they are in a way things that he's kind of hoarded. He's trying to get them all back, whether or not it's something they want, because they all chose to leave. The Corinthian doesn't want to go back, and that's like the kind of it's seems to be the whole like possession aspect of this that seems to be part of this is a connection that I made in the episode, especially towards that back half, as he's learning some compassion and he's being challenged about his distance, his emotional distance between humans, between those around him. As someone even like Jay Constantine can find value in other people at times, whether it hurts or whether it's the right call in the moment. I like that whole pairing. They were a great pairing to bounce off one another. I love seeing like aspects of the John Constantine stories from DC that I know, and some of which were actually covered on Legends of Tomorrow, which we've reacted to here on the channel, especially with the whole, as Astra Logue became a pivotal character in the later seasons, when he got her back from hell. I like seeing that in here. That was fun, and some other name drops from other characters that we've come across in other DC properties. It's a lot of fun, even though this is keeping itself away from that. I like that there's still some of these things in here that we can draw these connections to. And Jenna Coleman did a fantastic job at channeling John Constantine. I'm trying to like train myself right now to like be consistent with this show and Gaiman's pronunciation. It still feels weird, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting into the swing of it. But she did a great job. Like, she embodied that character and his mannerisms, his behavior, his traits really nicely. And I like how they kind of spun that around, even down to the coat. The way they kind of reworked the coat to work with Joanna, and then the popped collar even when she was going around doing her thing. Also want to kind of swing back and like give a little bit of clarification on some things that I kind of learned out here, that this character Joanna Constantine is an amalgamation of two characters. One is Joanna Constantine from the comics. Neil Gaiman actually had a hand in creating, who is an ancestor of John Constantine, the one very same from Hellblazer. But that for the economy of storytelling, they decided to kind of combine some of these elements together into the character that Gaiman himself created, to give him a little more creative leeway. Also, again, like I mentioned, to distance themselves from the DC universe as a whole, because due to distribution and all that, they don't quite have access to all the same things they had access to in the comics. So they just kind of spun things the way they did, and they want you to kind of see this thing as its own condensed world rather than draw the parallels, even though there are some story elements that kind of cross over regardless, like the Astra stuff and whatnot. But yeah, she's kind of playing like a dual role here, but it is effectively Gaiman's creation here. We got to see a little bit of an exorcism, a demon getting sent back to hell, and we got introduced to Matthew the Raven. Patton Oswalt playing this human turned raven. How does that work? How does one die and then become a dream if he was a human before he was this dream raven? I would have assumed a human just went to hell, or maybe if there's a heaven in this world, they went beyond that. Or is the dream the heaven? I don't know. I don't know how this world works yet, necessarily. But we got introduced to John Burgess, played by David Thewlis, who just was eating it up, man. He's just such a talented actor. And as this mother was doing everything she could to try to protect him from himself or whatever, he got really lost in the dream, the idea, the concept of it with this ruby and what it was able to do, that it got a little out of hand. I guess that's why he ended up here. And she didn't properly respect the power of that ruby when she was flaunting it around and using it to get them places, because it seemingly was not her intent to actually use it to benefit their lives all that much, but just to maybe like help here and there, give her son a good life. And it kind of went the other way. And now he's got this protection stone she traded the helm for, and seemingly knows where the ruby is. And he says he's made it to where only he can use it. And I'm curious about that. I assume Dream could still use it, but I'm thinking maybe in a way that only he as a human, he's the only human that might be able to wield it now. I don't know. But the way the Corinthians played his pieces on this chessboard, despite that little setback with the protection stone, is got himself a little player on the field now, equipped with that, and now also with the ruby. It's going to be interesting to see how this progresses. But all those scenes with the mother and John was a lot of fun to watch. It was just really, those two had a great read off of one another, great chemistry together. And I think Jenna Coleman and Tom Sturridge had a really good dynamic with each other as well. I really like this episode, man. This is so far probably my favorite episode, just the way it built out. Again, the world just continues to build itself in these subtle, natural ways as the story is kind of moving itself forward, and we're kind of peeling back the layers of some of these characters, and we're getting into the thick of it. I really enjoyed it, man. I really did. Guys, what'd you think of the episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. Links to that and almost in the description box below. Follow me in each and every one of those. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and stick around and follow through this journey with us. We got a bunch of other reactions you might be interested in coming down the pipeline as well. So I'd really appreciate it if you hang out. If you want to see the full-length reaction of this, you can check it out over on Patreon and watch along format, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access to it as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Sharon, Ryan, Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yori, Corey Scott, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Melita, Robert Anguiano, and Raven McGann. Thank you guys so much for your continued support, and everybody who's been supporting this journey and the channel along the way. But guys, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody.